All right, peace, everybody. Thanks for joining this quick video about the new DS-11. It's got a lot of people stumped. It's got the guru stumped. Hang on, let me mute. Got the guru stumped, But when you really study and read the laws, read these documents line for line, and you stop going to these different makeshift websites, sharing their opinion. I was just watching I just was skimming through YouTube, looking for anybody who's got similar content to mine. And I couldn't find anybody that was really giving y'all facts according to how to correct your nationality and get the remedy that you're looking for, so that you're not looked at as a U.S. citizen. Anybody that's in my membership who have done my process, you're going to do this, you're going to correct driver's license, you're going to correct social security cards, you're going to correct that name. It's a whole host of things that you do. You're going to file your power of attorney on the record, showing that you have power of attorney over the illegals. But this video is about the new DS-11. This is it. And here it is. And what was noticeable about this DS-11 is what? The acts and conditions have changed. It says here, if any of the below mentioned acts or conditions have been performed by or applied to the applicant, a supplementary explanatory statement under oath or affirmation by the applicant should be attached and made a part of this application. So there's no more lining this out. They just want an explanatory statement, right? So what's confusing people, well, now I don't have that part where I can line out specifically who I am and all this. What do I do? Well, you do what the oath says again. As I told you before, the answer is always in that little small print. Yes, this is good information to read, and I suggest you read this whole application. Read it all. But here it is. The oath tells you what to do. Here it is. Let's make it bigger. Let's make this bigger so everybody can see that. It says, I declare under penalty of perjury all of the following. I am a citizen or non-citizen national of the United States. You know, those are the same. That's a U.S. citizen. Both of these are, because it says non-citizen national of the United States. Okay, they're the same thing. And have not performed any of the acts listed under acts and conditions on page 4 of the instructions of this application unless explanatory statements are attached. So basically it's saying the same thing as the other one. It says include explanatory statements stating who you are. It says you are this unless you do this. Say, I declare under penalty of perjury all the following. I am a citizen or non-citizen national United States unless explanatory statements is attached. Bam. So put your explanatory statements, whatever that might be, and there you go. Still explain to them what you need. If you have to do this form, they still should have some of the old forms. They are taking the old applications, so you can still use the old ones. So I would suggest get the old ones before resorting to this one. But if you don't have a choice, you use this one. I just told you what to do. It's the same process. Now you're just not going to be doing any line outs. You're just providing an explanatory statement now. You see, you got to follow directions. Just give us a supplementary explanatory statement under oath by the applicant should be attached and made a part of this application. What do they mean by under oath or affirmation? When you sign the application, you're saying everything you submit is true and correct, and it's not false, it's not fraudulent. You see? All right. Now, one other thing I was reading through here, and to show you how they're very tricky with these applications, right? It had to do with the information you're providing on this application and Let's see. Let's see. It. Privacy. Right here, it says disclosure. They're giving you disclosure here. They're saying here, right here, providing information on this form is voluntary. Be advised, however, that failure to provide the information requested on this form may cause delays in processing your U.S. application and or could result in refusal or denial of your application. So they're saying you don't have to put information on here. So you don't have to put the social, basically, because it's voluntary, right? So I've been pondering this for months now. Is there a new way to do this application without the social? There is. So me personally, I have come up with a way to do it without the social, but it's going to take you a little bit longer to get that passport. So I don't have a problem putting it on there. Why? Because it's correcting the record of the social. But if I was to not want to put the social on, and I wouldn't per se put it on the application, I would put it into my explanatory statements and say, and give explanations on what that number represents. And is it really me or not? See, I'm just giving hints right now. I'm not going to sit here and tell you or give you exactly what I am doing or will do. I have been pondering this all year, and I finally have created this another way of doing it without the social on the application, just based on this statement right here. Right here. They said it's voluntary. So, but they're saying it's voluntary, but hey, you don't do it. They softly strong-arming you into giving it to them. But you can do it without it, but you better be sure you make an explanation on why it's not on there, so that they won't try to get you for fraud. See, what happened in the past, people who have not put it on there, and then they sent them an affidavit to fill out saying that they didn't have one. That form is what got them in trouble. So not putting on it per se does not get you in trouble. It's how you respond to their, hey, why is this not on here? If you get challenged, hey, well, this social was given to me at a time, hint, that's as far as I'm going. Was I of legal age to even sign a contract for something like this with all of these ramifications attached to this? I'm just throwing ideas out there at you. You see? But I'm gonna tell you, sometimes people get upset with me because I don't give it all out on Facebook or YouTube or Facebook. No, I'm not. You got to come into my private circle to get that information. Why? Because that tells me you're serious about what you're doing. People that are in my private circle, I've done a year class and they're still they're staying in it because they know I'm always going in and redoing things. If you go and watch all of these other videos out there that people are doing, they're trying to catch up to me. And I watch them because no one was talking about explanatory statements before. There was only one guy who was talking about it. One guy. Yeah. I don't endorse anybody else. Everybody else is kind of trying to watch his work, going between his work and my work, and trying to catch up. That's the only difference. Now, what's funny about this acts and conditions also is this. It says, if any of the below mentioned acts and conditions have been performed by applied to the applicant, a supplementary explanatory statement under oath affirmation by the applicant should be attached and made a part of this application. So it's saying, I have not been convicted. So if you have not been convicted of any of these problems, you need to have an explanatory statement saying they voted in reverse to trick you. I have not been convicted. You haven't. So if you're not a felon, have these problems, you need to have it. That means that everybody filling out this application, no matter if they're trying to be a national or not, need to have an explanatory statement. Simple and plain. You see? They wrote it in reverse. They wrote it trickery. All right, peace, everybody. Till next time.